it creates a photon. This coming together, the coming together itself is called a photon now, because there was already this manipulation happening because of the existence of the electron. Because of the existence, the manipulations that occurred, the virtual photons, the spin wave, the charge wave and everything, that region of space already had that combination of system. And when it was released, the system, the combined system itself was released in a way to form a photon. And when this electric aspect, the charge wave was trying to reduce or change, the spin wave started increasing, because the charge wave changes the spin property. That means when I change the static part, the warping increases or changes, increase, decrease, anything. When the warping changes, the static part changes. We already know that, because when we say a photon, it's an electromagnetic entity. An electromagnetic entity means its electric aspect and magnetic aspect recreate each other. That means as the static part changes, the warping changes, the warping changes, the static part changes, and this is the picture of a photon. So let's visualize a photon properly now. It's a warped area. As the warping changes, its magnetic aspect changes. As the static part changes, its electric part is changing. And as they both change, a photon is in existence on the photon field. Alright, this was really good. Okay, this brings us to another point actually. Why was it that an electron had two ability factors, or the static part, charge wave, and the warping part, the spin wave, but a photon could create the electric aspect from the magnetic aspect and the vice versa? The question has the answer. An electron is basically an excitation of the electron field. It is different from the photon field. It's an outsider. It has to manipulate in two different ways to get the same result. But a photon field, a photon, that changing thing itself is what we call a photon, and it's of the same field. That means it does not need something else to get the same result, because that is the final result. So when I say a real photon or a virtual photon, both of them are the same thing here. This is just not real and goes away. This just stays. But both are exist in that instant and are of the same mechanism and the same visualization which we just had. This is the real photon, light particle. And the fundamental mechanisms, the actions and the behavior of an electron. Well, that concludes that part now. This was really fun, right? Okay. We understood this now. Electron, charge, spin, photon, magnetic aspect, electric aspect. Let's keep it aside for now. Let's take up a new example. Quarks, gluons. Okay. Quarks, they also have ability factors, but theirs is different. Different how? Different in the sense they do not have charge. They have charge property, but their ability factors is not limited to charge or spin or mass. They have more. They also have the ability to couple with the gluon field. When I say gluon field, it's another field like this electron field and photon field where subatomic particles called gluons are created. So then, when the quarks have the ability to manipulate the gluon field, and another quark is in the region and they both are going to communicate. They communicate using gluon fields. As simple as that. There is something else actually. Gluon fields, in the other hand, gluon particles particularly, they have an ability factor of themselves. They have the ability factor to couple with the quark field which was already known. Fascinating thing is they have the ability to couple with their own field. When I say own field, I do not mean a gluon particle coupling with another gluon particle. I mean a gluon particle can manipulate the gluon field to create new gluon virtual particles or a real particle depending on the situation. As simple as that. So, when I say two quarks and they communicate through gluon field, a gluon virtual particle is created by the quark, which creates another virtual particle, another one. It's not like a rope. Don't imagine a rope or a chain which is tied together like this. No, because it's energy. It's coupling happening here. It's not stuck together. It's not like two balls stuck together, one to one till the quark. It's not like that. That is exactly why we come to kinexis. Alright. How does it work then? Let's take an example. Proton, which we had in the previous video. We were curious about it. Okay. We know protons are made of subatomic particles. Made of in the sense a system of subatomic particle itself is given the name proton. It's of quarks linked together by gluon fields. 3 quarks. It's a trio. Okay. How is it linked? Basically, there was actually a theory for this. At the beginning of the beginning of the universe and everything else, it was too hot. Hot in the sense there was extreme random motion, hitting and moving around. And as the universe cooled down, these quarks started pairing with duo or trio. They were at a certain distance, in a certain action, certain behavior. When they coupled, those gluon particles coupled with each other, creating new virtual photons, and they linked, forming a stable thing. They were free. They were actually free, but linked together. They could not go far because they were coupled. So, basically, what we understand from the observation and this theory is, two quarks, when they are nearby, don't feel any tension between them. They are just bound to each other. But then, when we try to pull them apart, it's too difficult. There is a lot of tension. New virtual gluons are being created and pulling together. It does not allow it to be independent. It does not allow independent existence. It has to couple and stay together as a duo or a trio. Okay, understandable. And this is exactly why we have proton as a separate particle, because this system of trio quarks cannot be separated. It's a split thing. Alright then. Another fascinating part is, these quarks do not just have the ability to couple with gluons, they have the ability factor of charge as well. Charge factor was the coupling to photon field. So, they have the ability to create virtual photons as well there on the photon field. We'll come to that later. Okay. We got to know about how a proton exists, the trio part and all. And this phenomena of not like extreme tension when it is being pulled apart, but minimum tension when it is close by. There is a name given to it, asymptotic. It's a mathematical curve actually, which was plotted, and it explains this phenomena. Alright, now we understood that. We have understood the fundamental making of protons, electrons, photons, their actions, subatomic particles, their mechanisms, their behavior, their kinds, their properties. Alright, this is a huge deal actually for us now. It's a feat. Okay, this actually clarifies one more point. At first they used to tell us Atoms cannot exist independently, but molecules can. Why was that? It's the same case with the subatomic particles here. Subatomic particles or atoms have activity with fields. Activity with fields in the sense the manipulation part, the photon field part, which we generally named as electrical activity, magnetic activity. They communicate with each other. So they are constantly coupling around everywhere. So they are not independent. They are always coupling to something. Okay. That means atoms also have this property because it's made of the subatomic particles, and an atom to another atom, that's how they bond. They couple, manipulate and form bonds. That's how atoms bond. Okay. Since they have already bonded, there is no more activity left. Only when they are bonded and stable, they form a molecule, a stable molecule, and that is independent for us. We do not say like an object couples to another object and there is communication there. It is possible because there might be some unit of the object which is not balanced with its coupling or satisfied with its coupling, which is coupling there. Okay, but that does not mean the object the whole of it is happening there. We cannot generalize it. Okay, that clarifies that then. So we have fundamentally understood all this.